party, which we do every Sunday, obviously. Um, and I just was thinking, I was watching this video. There's this guy. Um, he lives out in the jungle somewhere. He moved from the United States, and like he's living in the jungle. And great channel. I'll try to remember the name of it, and I'll put it in the whatever in the description. But he has great. He's like a very wise jungle bro guy. That's you'll see a lot of comments on his channel like that. But super jacked. He's like in his 50s, but he's looks phenomenal. Very kind, um, and wise. And so this morning I saw one of his videos and he was talking about forgiveness and so what what that has to do with encouragement is, you know, I understand when you're trying to lose fat, you know, and every day you wake up in the body that you're in currently and you just feel discouraged, you feel ashamed, you feel regretful, maybe angry, frustrated. It's very easy to and then every day you're like, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try right now. I'm gonna try. Today is the day. And then and then there's a voice that just starts talking shit like, what if I can't do this? Or what if you can't do this? What if you never lose weight? You're probably gonna stay like this forever. You've been trying for 15 years and you can't stick to it. And it just puts you down and makes and gets meaner and meaner. Um, and it just leads to like this sadness. And so the guy was talking about forgiveness. And I will tell you, as somebody myself who has struggled with forgiving myself, you know, on everybody has different things in their life. And, I've had some issues and some things that that I wish I could change or go back in time and change. And then you run into this feeling of like, well, I've wasted so much time. I've wasted, 15 years of my life doing XYZ or not doing XYZ. And then that contributes, right? So, I've gone through that as well. Um, and really, like, honestly, number one, I want to say a couple of things. Number one, you have to forgive yourself unconditionally. You have to be kind and forgiving to yourself. Otherwise, it's not going to change, right? I don't know what that might look like for you, but the point is, if you never forgive yourself, you will always stay in that state. Like you won't be able to be, you know, light and free and playful like the way that we are as children. Uh, and you won't get it's like a rubber band. Like maybe you even try to lose weight. Maybe you start doing something, but something will happen that will trigger an avalanche of that voice, and it'll snap you right back, right? Maybe it's drinking, maybe it's just eating, all this garbage food and like calorie dense food, and then the cycle just starts again. So, first and foremost, I think you must forgive yourself if you want to be light and free and playful, and allow that that childlike freedom that we all had at one point. And number two, I want to encourage you that you can do that, and that you can lose all the fat, that you can get in shape, that you can become a different person in your habits. You can make different choices. It's 100% possible. We would always say at San Jose Barbell, like, at the end of the day, it's all about love. And like, we would just say this, like, me and my business partner in different scenarios. And um, we would always tell everybody you'd have to be kind and compassionate to yourself. Um, you you can't just judge yourself and beat yourself down and ask me how I know. Um, and when you do that, you will notice yourself making different decisions. You will notice yourself having a little bit of an easier time saying no to the four slices of pizza, to uh, a bunch of alcohol, and choosing, some oranges, or um, some Greek yogurt versus whatever. And I think part of that is not demonizing everybody and everything and yourself, um, and just trying to be open and forgiving. Um, I've been around this for a long time. I've, experienced these things for myself and other people. And all right, well, whoever was supposed to open the store has not opened the store. I'm driving by one of my stores right now. So I'm gonna give them a call in a couple minutes, but looks like looks like they're late. And actually, this is also a great example. Um, obviously, there's boundaries and things, but like, maybe the guy, whatever. I don't know what's going on with that guy. Maybe he's late and there's a legitimate reason. But the point is, and I can still have that conversation with him. Like, after I get off of this, I'm gonna call him and say, "Hey, man, what's going on? The Are you running late? The drove by the store. It's not open yet." Um, but the point is, you can still have that conversation, but I don't need to, like, get angry and pissed off and be like, "Oh, this is how these people are," like, blah blah blah. Like, that's not true. I need to recognize that this person is also going through something, and have that compassion and that forgiveness, because it's more important to be um, forgiving and loving and understanding, than anything else. That's my opinion. And you can still navigate the real world and whatever, but from that foundation. And so, anyways, going back to the point here is, like, yeah, maybe you've struggled with fat loss, maybe you've struggled with losing weight, but two things. Number one, forgive yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. And then number two, you can do it. Like, I don't care how much you've tried and failed, and what, you know, current state you're in physically, and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter, right? Now, I'll give you, like, I had a conversation with somebody yesterday, and they're like, "Man, I've been trying for 4 years." Like, and this particular person had been in great shape, phenomenal shape for a very long time. They they had some, serious stresses and issues in their life that, I'm not going to share any of those details uh, about that person, but like they couldn't share this with anybody. They couldn't share those things with anybody. And they just felt like they were, they made mistakes and they were all alone and they were ashamed and they were trying to fix everything. And then, the stress got to this person and they ended up gaining, like it's like 30-ish pounds over that time. And they were telling me like I've been trying every week. I try and it just doesn't, I don't know what's wrong with me and this and that. And like for this person, I said all these things and then also I was like, man, look, yeah, you had a rough 4 years and maybe you made some mistakes. That's fine. But it's time to forgive yourself, number one. And number two, because if you don't forgive yourself, nothing's gonna change anyway. Like you're gonna keep doing this stuff. But number two, I was like, dude, it, you got 30 pounds to lose and you've struggled for 4 years. In 90 days, you could get back to where you were. Less than 3 months. 3 months from now, we could be having a completely different conversation. You could be, enjoying your life again, feeling good again in your clothes, right? And and by the way, it won't even take 90 days because if you forgive yourself and you remember every day that it's possible, even a month from now, I'm like, you're gonna have you're gonna have so much progress. 6 weeks from now, you could be well on your way. Like you're gonna see a lot of change in 6 weeks. Like, so what? It took 4 years to get to this spot and you've struggled for 4 years. 6 weeks from today, you could be like more than halfway back to where you were. And in 12 weeks, you'll be back to that spot. So you need encouragement for yourself and you need people around you that are like that. All right. Like, and I'll say that, lastly, most importantly, you have to be that for yourself, right? Like a lot of people share very personal things with me, a lot of clients, because I don't know, I guess they they feel um whatever they feel that they feel like they can share something with me. And that's great. That's fantastic. It's I think it's very nice and wonderful that people feel that way, that they can share them that in that way with me. But as I told him, I was like, you also have to be that for yourself because we might have a 30-minute conversation, but the rest of the 23 and a half hours of the day, the only person that's talking is you in your head, right? So you have to be that encouragement for yourself. So, anyways, that's my spiel for Sunday morning. I'm going to get ready for this um, deadlift party. I hope you have a beautiful